Greetings, YouTube. I have to be honest. Sometimes I get really overwhelmed with how many messages I have to respond to in my inbox. It is the blessing and the curse of the fact that my channel has grown from like 800 subscribers last year to 23,000, which it's hard for me to say that with a straight face because it's still hard for me to believe that I've made that much of an impact. But, time and time again, people have told me that, I appreciate your channel, even if I don't always agree with you, which, again, I never want you to always agree with me because how boring would that be in life? You'd just be like a drone, like just a robot who's a sheep, as they say. So, please disagree with me constantly. I want you to have the ability to know that that is encouraged because I'm just giving you one perspective, and there are so many different perspectives, so many different things in this world. So I say this to say, if I go like a day without responding to messages on the Line app, I'll have well over 2,000 that I have to sort through by the end of the day. And so I have to spend on average about 2 hours a day just responding to messages. And that's why if it ever seems like I'm being too short with you because I say like thanks or nice, pull, it's just I have so many to go through that I want to make sure I get to them all eventually, because I made a promise to myself when I had 5 subscribers that if someone took the time to reach out to me because they valued my input, I would do them the courtesy of responding. And so just because my channel has quote unquote blown up doesn't mean that I lose that responsibility. In fact, if anything, the responsibility gets even greater. So I say that to say that I'm enjoying the fact that more messages to me are people's videos or screenshots of their pulls, because not only do I get to combine them and do some creative things with new videos on my channel, but it's also just kind of fun to show the spectrum of Marvel Contest of Champions for the average summoner that oftentimes gets overlooked. Well, you are staring at what is not the average pull. Weapon XIXV sent me this. He is level 47. Not even level 50. And he, in 2 5-star featured crystals, and I believe that a lot of this was due, 1/3 of this was due to the 2-star arena, pulled 2 ghosts out of 2 crystals. How crazy is that? You get a 4.2% chance to pull 1 ghost. So, to pull 2, that the odds of that are just astronomically high. I wish I could just phone a friend right now and call my brother and say, what's the exact math on that? I'm sure somebody will comment below and let me know because you all are awesome. But so here's the thing. If I just did a video about how crazy this was, then, everybody would think, oh, well, I should just be like Weapon XIXV. I should just go for featured because clearly this can happen to me, and then you'll get really mad when it doesn't. So this is one end of the spectrum. This is the craziest end of the spectrum possible for luck. And certainly, sir, it may not be Halloween, but you've ghost hunted not once but twice, and you deserve a treat because this is all-time great featured luck. It literally doesn't get better than this, and you can tell that this is a first-time opening because there was a new champion and 1 converted. It's not like that there's 40 SIG levels and that's it. But speaking of 40 SIG levels, so the exact same round of messages that I received this message from Weapon XIXV, I received a different message. And so this video is simply going to be called A Tale of 2 5-star featured crystal openings. And I might say a tale of 2 crazy 5-star featured openings, because as crazy as this is, the other screenshot I received is just as crazy for all the wrong reasons, but it's just the same amount of luck, because getting the same champion twice in a featured crystal should be close to impossible for the average summoner to pull off. But you will see that we go from this picture to this picture. No new champion, just 40 more signature levels on the 5-star Rhino of NKTRNL. This person deserves your prayers. Now, clearly the best part of this was the 556-star shards, but for 30,000 5-star crystal shards, and this might have been, I think, from the same 2-star arena that a third of those 30,000 would come from, since you get 10,000 5-star shards for completing that. Everybody watching this needs to complete that in the next few days. It is a no-brainer, the best event of the year, potentially. Last year it was, until Gwenpool at the movies, certainly. But yeah, the highs and lows of this game are not more evident than in the luck of this video. And I thought it was so ironic that these 2 people who live in completely different places and in completely different levels, right? Level 60 here, level 47 here, and yet they sent me screenshots of the total spectrum of the 5-star featured crystal. So I like to do the best luck and I like to do the worst luck because I want to get the full spectrum. You don't want to just have people post only jackpots of casino wins, because then everybody's going to go to the casino and think, oh, well, if I put money into a slot machine, I'm going to instantly win. And then they realize, oh, that's not the majority of the time. And so in the same way, I don't want to just post great luck. I want to post terrible luck, because that is far more realistic, especially when you consider that out of the 100+ champions we now have in the 5-star crystal, only about 10 to 20 of them are really, truly game-changing at this point in the game. There's a lot of very solid champions that certainly deserve a honorable mention for utility and immunities and specialization, but those top of the top tier champions, they're few and far between. And the more champions that get added to the crystal, the more you're going to pull someone like a Red Skull, who certainly is not a Colossus, but also it's a new champion that is just not going to make you celebrate like you would, say, this Ghost in front of you. So thank you both to Weapon XIXV and now we have NKTRNL for doing the first of maybe future A Tale of Two openings. These guys had no idea who each other were. They happened to just message me at the exact same time. And so I thought I would do a fun video about the highs and lows of the 5-star featured crystal to give you kind of a realistic look at what you can do great and what you can do not so great. So thank you, gentlemen, for messaging me, and thank you, YouTube, for watching this video, and as always, for supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.